welcome to the Barggianos podcast take 16. I am your host. My name is Chuck. I'm your hostess with the leastest, and with me, as always,
Matt,
I knew we'd figure it out.
Yeah, we got it.
We just took some technical altitude and some handsome, manly men to fix that.
Can I just get a little bit of credit for this? Because I think your frustration was through the roof. And
yeah, open my beer first.
I was like a IT guy, like, hey, just hit the gear icon.
So if everybody's just tuning in, we are live on YouTube right now. I want to say welcome to the Barggianos podcast. We were trying to go live and a little bit more higher quality tonight, multi-angle views, and I think my head was going to explode trying to figure all that out tonight, man.
But I think you've got it all figured out now for next time.
You know, buddy, it's all thanks to you. I think you are the real person that took care of this, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But we are absolutely live, and generally we record on Mondays or Tuesdays unless we have guests. We record on Fridays or Saturdays, and have a good time. But right now we're live recording next week, so if you want to hear the raw material before the edits,
we're raw dogging it.
Raw.
I'm also watching my Bills get killed over here.
Yeah, well, no, that they got killed. It's over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, my name is Chuck. This is Matt. We have a podcast that we do out of the bar that is in my basement called Barggianos. And we're going, I believe this is episode 50. I believe we've...
50?
Is it 50
no
or 40?
No way, 40.
Is it 40?
40.
40. Okay, I got excited. I knew it was a zero behind one of those numbers. But
you're almost a half a century. We're almost there.
I'm looking here.
Yeah, Chuck's got his mini TVs set up, and we're
there we go.
Gonna watch the Barggianos live on the TV, or actually I'll get the better view.
I can't see nothing. So
yeah.
So anyway, if you're new to the show, every time we take we hit this bell right here, we say it's time for a drink.
Time for a drink.
Can you tell I'm flustered?
I can.
Can you tell?
I can.
Can anybody else? Is anybody else on to see the flusteredness?
No.
Good.
We got a couple people joining now, but thanks for joining, everybody. Do us a favor if you're here and you're liking what you're hearing. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe. We're gonna, grow our viewers exponentially over the next couple weeks, going live, doing some fall episodes.
Well, I hope so. Because after all, after last episode, which was entitled "It's Fall, Y'all," we got a pretty killer, pun intended, Halloween episode coming up for the next episode.
I'm just more excited about Derek's tattoo.
Yeah, can we just talk about that for a minute? So basically, last episode, we have our neighbors on, and that would be your neighbor Derek. He's the hairy one that sits to my direct right. We had him pretty much convinced to get a blues tattoo, and possibly, you want to tell him where we're maybe going to have him get it?
He's not going to get the tramp stamp.
He might get the tramp stamp.
I don't think he is.
I feel like we could talk him into it.
No.
I don't know. I feel like he would take one for the team. Could you imagine having like your favorite hockey team right above your buttocks on your smoothest part?
I don't think he's getting it there.
Okay, I'm just saying it'd be pretty awesome.
I think he wants to show it off on his arm or his leg or, wherever, next to the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know Derek, he's a diehard Winnipeg Jets fan. We introduced him to the St. Louis Blues, and he likes them a little bit. I think we're coming around to it, but diehard Winnipeg fan, just absolutely bleeds that color blue.
Yeah, green.
Green. He bleeds green.
Green.
Yeah, he's like a leprechaun.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah. So, wow.
It's a live fly in the show right there.
Yeah. What's going on around here? You've been testing this stuff so long tonight, like my beer's kind of like a little warm. It's going to be a fast drink tonight.
Yeah. If you only knew what I was going through earlier. Matt had prior engagements. I was doing some testing and everything worked. And of course, when you go live, nothing happens to be working. But thanks to Matt's technical abilities, I think you saved the show.
I think I got it going tonight.
You did it.
You just needed a calm voice, a person with a different perspective on technology to tell you to hit that gearbox, and it was all good.
You had to turn it off and turn it back on, eh?
Yeah. Reboot.
Yeah, pop it there. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So, as we get into all this modern technology and everything going on here, Chuck, I was talking to the neighbor Derek this weekend, and we were talking about the new way of dating for young kids and how they meet people. So Derek and I have had plenty of conversations, and I think you were involved in some of those. When we were in high school, like Fridays and Saturday nights, there were no cameras around. Parents would go out of town, and there'd be huge house parties.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. And you'd meet people from different schools and, whether it was private or public, and just people that live 30 miles away because they'd bring their friends that they drove. And that's how you met people,
Or fought people.
Or fought people. Yeah. Correct. But there's not many house parties these days. And I don't know if that's because kids have changed or if there's just too many cameras around here.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know how you would have a house party in the terms that we had house parties. It was like, parents are gone. It's free to do whatever you want to do. And now you got someone checking their phone every 6 seconds. And most people, adults, check their cameras like they're checking their social media just because they can. And you imagine having a kid at home? Are you kidding me?
Right. And then if you don't have cameras, your neighbors certainly have cameras.
Right. And at least you're going to see cars or something along those
I mean, we used to park down the street or away from the house. I think there was a big house party in the neighborhood probably 4 weeks ago. And I mean, the police were there pretty quickly, breaking that up, zipping around the neighborhood, just shooing people away.
Every Karen and their mother had like, we have video to show you too, officers.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Every child.
And I think you told me, or Derek told me, it was funny because the kids that were trying to get away from the police, they didn't know the way out of the neighborhood. And you live deep in the neighborhood in a cul-de-sac. And if they make a right turn, they're not getting out. They're going right into the cul-de-sac.
And there's fences everywhere. So you can't even try to run out, And I have a moat. It's actually water around the house. I just saw that last year. But I feel bad for these kids back here because they had no chance.
Yeah. So now in order to meet people, they're doing like a Snapchat dating. Like that's the new way of meeting people.
Okay.
They just scroll through and like it's almost like Facebook, but a lot worse, where it shows mutual friends and like suggestions. Like the list goes on. And then you can just pick certain people just to add them to your Snapchat.
See, I've never been on Snapchat. It's one of the socials I've never needed or experienced. So what is Snapchat different for people in the audience who've maybe never been on Snapchat as well? Could you explain, or do you know?
I don't know a lot. The stuff disappears. Okay, so unless one of the users saves it. Mm-hmm. So if you and I were Snap friends, our messages, I don't know how long they stay. I think it's pretty quickly after you read it, it like disappears. So like whether you send me a voice or whether you send me a picture, if I don't go in there and save it, like it's gone.
It's like today's version of lemon juice. Remember, you'd write down the lemon juice, and then you only could see it through special light.
Yeah.
So once you got this, once Snapchat's on there and it's gone forever.
It's gone unless.
And that's the one where you said you can't take a screenshot or it will like kick you off or alert the other people.
It will alert the other person that so and so took a screenshot.
So walk me through, or maybe Derek knew, how are people dating that specifically?
They just go through like people that are our age or more familiar with with Facebook. There's suggested friends. Okay, so there's just suggested ads in your list. Like you can just go and look up a ton of people. Like I'm on Snapchat. I'm maybe connected with like 5 people on there, but it's mostly for my kids, and I don't even know why I'm on there for my kids because I don't know how to use it.
Are you on there for dating too, or?
Yes.
Yes.
But it's you just add people, and then they start sending them messages, sending them random selfies of themselves. And they meet people. It's
almost like going to a bar and like sending a note down with down the bar, like a bar here, and saying, "Hey, I think you're cute," or "Can I buy you a drink?" Something like that.
Exactly. Except it's young kids doing it, and they're meeting people like 30, 40, 50 minutes away, and then trying to date them when they don't drive, or even if they do, like 50 minutes is a lot of gas.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this in the show a little bit. I've touched where I said if these kind of apps existed when I was younger, I would have been a whole different world, because I was saying that it was my hardest thing was approaching a girl, not necessarily talking to a girl, like getting up that enough anxiety, strength to be like, hey, hello, my name is Chuck, and one day I strive to have a podcast.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just crazy how the times have changed. And when we were talking about that, I guess our neighbors had some fun, back in the day, and they used to go see how many phone numbers they could get at the bar. And I was saying, is that even a thing anymore? So like people who are single in their 40s and 50s, and even in your 30s, whether you're divorced or always been single, trying to find your husband or wife and have kids. Like, is it even a thing anymore to go to a bar and just belly up or talk to people and be like, hey, here's my number? And the reason I bring that up is because, in the business world, like when I traveled a lot, I always, here's my business card, or I got business cards, and I had, a drawer full of business cards neatly organized. And if I needed somebody, I'd go through the business card. And well, when I was at a couple work trips the other day, I was literally just flipping over my phone saying, here's my LinkedIn QR code, like scan this. And like, that's how we connect today.
Your digital Rolodex, if you will.
Correct. And they're always there. So you connect with the person and you're like, oh, I know this person, but it's harder to search for them if you don't remember their name.
Yeah.
But, so talking to the neighbors and then going out on that trip is like, for all these single people out there, is dating apps really how you meet people? Or can you go to a bar and say, hey, here's my number, call me sometime. The conversation was good.
Well, if anybody out there is listening on the YouTube world, let us know. Got some youngins out there.
Yeah, the single.
Yeah,
single.
Well, maybe not single. If you if you're not single and you got some tricks, Matt likes to know how to cheat on his wife. So
yeah, get out of here. Yeah, good thing she never listens, because my wife is pretty. I love my wife.
Yeah, she doesn't know that I exist even.
I don't think anybody knows she exists sometimes.
It's a joke, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. How you doing there? If you're listening though.
Yeah, I'm sure the kids will tell her. They're my biggest fan.
What have we got going on here? Anything at all?
Nothing. No.
I just want to see what it looks like. Let's see. Are we actually moving? So we are working though. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just trying to figure out how this works. This is kind of the early stages of Barggianos technology at its finest.
Yeah. So going with that, we got a little fan mail that
nice.
You sent me right before the show as you're trying to figure out everything. So the fan mail, a little bit relatable. Fan mail. Says, hi, Matt and Chuck. Actually, they addressed me first. Like, how do you feel? How does that make you feel?
Maybe they're dyslexic because it's not in alphabetical order.
Yeah, Matt and Chuck. So they addressed me first. Help me get out of my funk. I work an 8 to 5 in office desk job, Monday through Friday, and so does my wife. Our kids are older now, both in college. My wife and I hardly talk. Since our kids are grown up, we don't have anything to talk about or focus on. We play trivia one night a week at a local bar, but that's about it. Any advice you can give me would be great. So you got an older couple, seems like they lived a pretty busy life when the kids were younger. Now that they're empty nesters, it seems like.
Sounds like they're forced to spend a little bit more time together.
Right.
They may not be used to all that warm and touchy-feely.
Yeah, and I can relate a little bit because me and my wife are go with the kids' sports, and a lot of our conversations surround about how the kid did playing that sport, or how she's doing in training sessions. So I would say 50% of our conversations are based on what the kids are doing today.
Right.
So they bring up a good point.
I can actually speak a little bit more closer to home in this. I think you may know this. We actually, for a while, depending on what season it is with the sports and that kind of thing, my wife and I would sometimes do that where we'd go to like a trivia bingo thing, something like that, and that was fun. But you definitely got to do a little bit more than that, of course. But it is nice to even just get to do that once a week. So I'm hoping that I would like to know if that's something they're doing new or this is something that they only do. But it sounds like they're just. Besides that area, the relationship's a little bit sour or just a little bit stale. So my advice would try to do a little bit more date nights, maybe be a little bit more spontaneous and try to make things more fun. Sometimes you fall into the ruts of the same thing, the same schedule, everything over and over and over again. So even like something like that, like a trivia every night of the week, maybe they're going the same night of the week. Switch it up. Don't go to trivia. Do something else. Maybe go out a different day of the week and that kind of stuff, because you can fall into that trap real easy, and not, it becomes not fun. It becomes more of a chore. So
yeah, and I think you and I live. I mean, you're starting to experience a little bit with high school, but your kids and it's not a knock to the kids by any means. Just talking about schedule is that. I had two that played club soccer and one that plays club volleyball now that one's done. It's like 3 nights a week is training, and, we got games and we got this, and
that's a lot.
It's, when we're stuck in that schedule and then all of a sudden that comes to a halt when the youngest one graduates, like, what do we do? Because our nights for, let's call it 20 years have been filled 3 nights a week with sports, plus games, plus tournaments. And it's like, now you got to reinvent the wheel.
You know what you do, don't you?
Have sex?
Well, not with me, but what you do is you start a podcast called the Barggianos Podcast with a new episode dropping every Tuesday at midnight.
Yeah. Well, we can do that. But my advice is it's people struggle with change, no matter if that's work or personal life. And I think this is a change. This is an adjustment for them, because it seems like they were busy people and now they're not busy. They don't have anything to do on the weeknight. So, to your point, maybe do something spontaneous. Maybe put 10 items in 10 activities in a jar. Yeah. And say, hey, okay, we're still going to do trivia night once a week, but on another night, we're just going to randomly pick whatever it is out of this jar, and we're going to go do it.
Saying let fate decide.
Yeah. So
what are they? What is the question? What's the problem? Do they say it's getting boring or
no? Just any advice? There's really, it's just dull.
So the dullness is the issue. It's nothing to do with the relationship.
He's in a funk. That's all.
Is he the person sending it in, or is the wife sending it in?
I'm assuming it's him. It's
okay. So he's bored with his old lady.
He said, and so does my wife. So I'm assuming it's him sending it in.
Another problem too is sometimes, and this is sad, is when you get out of. I'm not saying you at all, but like these people having these sports and it's all about their kids, all about their job, whatever they retire, and then they're forced to come back together with their spouse. I've seen a lot of times where like they don't even like each other anymore.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's sad
because they didn't stay connected during the times that matter.
And my wife and I, we always talked about this. Sounds kind of not morbid, kind of weird, but I remember we always kind of said is let's not forget, even though when we have kids, and this was before we had our kids, like let's always remember why we had kids and what this whole reason we became or why we're here today. Like meaning. Let's put our relationship at the very highest of the tree, if you will, and then everything else kind of spickles down. Because if you don't do that, you got to set that foundation in order to support the rest of the family, be able to support not seeing each other. And my wife and I, we work somewhat opposite schedule.
Yeah.
So, and I would say we do pretty well, but you got to work at that. If you don't work at it, if one person's lazy or doesn't want to work at it, it's not going to work.
Yeah, but when you got all this extra time now you got to fill the time. And it might not just be there's a problem with him and his wife. They may just be bored because they're used to doing so many things.
I could tell them what to do on Tuesdays. They can listen to the Barggianos podcast. I mean, me personally, I feel like I could never run out of things to do. But I mean, if you're looking for things to do, start drinking. That's a fun one. You can't ever go wrong there.
Yeah, it's the water.
Water? Yeah, not water. No, go to the.
Get a bunch of bells. Ring a bell.
Oh, I got to drink. It's time for a drink. We were going for a run this weekend. We're runners, even though if I don't look like a runner. But we always my favorite part is when my wife and I will go on a run, and we'll walk. Maybe we'll run like 3 miles. We'll walk like the last mile, it's like the 4th mile. To me, that's my favorite mile in the world. We get to talk and like reconnect. No pun intended here, but it's fun. Like you're just kind of out of your own. It's like a shower thought. You're just kind of tired and you're just talking about everything. And I was talking about this weekend, and I was saying, man, I could really picture myself retired every day, living a day like today, which was I think Saturday or Sunday, because it's like, okay, I woke up early, took care of the dog, the dog's on the walk with us. We're getting the run and all that stuff out the way, and then you maybe have a little cocktail. Go get some wine. We went up to the local Friendship Brewery. Have you ever been up there?
Yeah.
Sitting outside. I didn't have 19 beers. I had 1 beer, a little sandwich, watching a guy play the fiddle, whatever's going on. I'm like, man, I could find things to do each day. And I remember my parents, like, they would sit on the couch and watch TV all the time, and I would try to get them to go out and do things like that. And I just hope that, I'm not exactly like that, but you got to, and there's also more avenues to find things to do. Like if you ever go on Facebook and look at events, you can look at today, next, and there's a billion things you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's great advice right there. Get on social media if you're not on social media and look for events. But you got Chat GPT, like just type it in there and it'll give you local events to do. And I would say, if I could give you any advice, now that you're empty nesters, or that's what it seems like, is to plan and to do, because that was your old schedule. Was we had certain amount or certain activities on certain nights, and it wasn't a bearer for you to go do that. It doesn't seem like it. So, continue to do that, just in a different event that you have to do, whether that's, doing my favorite thing, going to watch new movies at movie theaters.
What's your favorite theater to hit up, Matt?
B&B.
Can I cut you off for 1 second?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say, don't you? So Matt, this weekend, Matt, he called me up, and he was busy all day, and he goes, Chuck, I got personal stuff going on at home, but would it be okay if I came up to your garage right now? And even though he knew my wife and I were on a little date night in the garage, he goes, I'd love to watch a movie or two with you. And I'm like, okay. And I look at my wife and I, what am I going to do? He's my co-host. And we watched Halloween, the 2018 version, and then Halloween Kills, I believe. And Matt was he kept looking and smiling at the screen and enjoying it. And you said you'd seen that movie like 100 times. Was one of your favorites.
Yeah.
And for the audience, I'm completely joking. Matt, that actually did happen, but Matt does not watch movies. And he came up, and I was kind of laughing inside because we had we were originally planning on, after we came back from the Friendship Brewery, to watch a movie in the garage, and it was a beautiful night. And then we're at Barggianos, we call it. And I go, hey, you guys want to come on up? And I'm like, I think we made Matt watch a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I was bored. I walked home and made myself a bag of popcorn and came back. Yeah, I mean, I had trouble focusing at what was going on.
He's a cinephile.
But it was, it was not my cup of Saturday night. But, I mean, and that's really not how that really happened. But, yes, I did join you in the garage, and there was Halloween movies on.
I thought you didn't watch 2 movies with us?
I did not watch 2. There was no way I was down here for 4 hours.
Oh, you really did. We watched the first and second one.
I came in the middle of the first.
You enjoyed it that much? Oh,
the second one.
You walked down.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you were excited.
I did walk back home to make some popcorn, come back. I did watch movies, okay? But yeah, it just I didn't get it. But this guy behind me was stabbing people, and people were getting them with pitchforks.
Mm-hmm. That's Michael Myers.
Yeah, and I didn't really understand what was going on the whole movie, except like Michael Myers never dies.
You've never seen a Halloween movie, right?
No, someone like took off his mask at one point. I really don't know who he was under the mask, but I do remember that part. And
Were you scared?
I was not scared.
You kept getting closer to me on the booth.
No.
Kind of grabbing my thigh. I thought that was because you were scared.
I was sitting on the bar stool.
Who was on the booth then?
Not me.
It was Toby.
Michael Myers, yeah. Yeah, Toby, the dog.
That's another one. I made a mistake of letting my dog. We have booths, like leather booths in our garage. And one day our dog's about 3 months old. I'm like, hey, I'll let him hop up, and it's cute. And now he thinks it's like he just walks up there when he wants to, and big regret. The booth's gonna be all cut up and gone, but he's a cute little bastard.
Yeah, but for all you people out there live on YouTube, do us a favor. Smash that like button. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you like what you're hearing, we release new episodes every Tuesday. We start to go live so you can hear the raw dog material before Chuck does his good edits. We don't cut out a lot. It's just different camera shots, create the shorts. But we do have some fantastic shorts coming out this week. Or we had them, for you live people this week, they're coming out.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. No, the first one came out today.
Episode comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, episode came out today, but a little teaser on the short and the Derek tattoo came out today. So this will be irrelevant for all you people. Just go back and listen to all these shorts.
If you're a history buff, you'd enjoy this right now.
Yeah. So the most important thing is to
like and subscribe. And if you like what you're hearing and you want to see more, you can catch every single episode of the Barggianos podcast in 4K on YouTube. Every episode, Matt. Not some of them, not a few more than less. Every episode.
all 40.
All 40, and they're all free.
Wow.
Not even a dime, not a nickel.
So if you ever miss seeing Chuck in my face and you're feeling a little lonely, just pop on a podcast.
Yeah.
And pause it on Chuck's view or pause it on my view, pause it on both. Like, it doesn't matter. We're here.
We'll definitely brighten your day.
And if you need like a Thanksgiving message to a family or a Christmas message to a family, just head up Barggianos on Cameo. Chuck and I will take care of that message to your family, your loved one, birthday, like whatever you want to do. We got this.
I love to talk.
Yeah.
To your family.
So before we go, Chuck, I think I need a little bit of advice. I think I know what I'm going to do. But one of the neighbors that never comes on the podcast, but he socializes with us a lot, came down while I was at Derek's on Friday. And so kind of, weird dynamic. I'm, on a corner lot, and then neighbor's house behind me is corner, but sideways, facing the other street. And then, he lives behind him. But the house on the corner, we'll call it Jared's old house, because I don't even know who lives there now, but Jared used to live there. They were marking his yard the other day, and I'll make this long story short. Our neighbor, my neighbor, found out that he has termites.
Ooh.
Yeah, active termites in his house. So I think I got to get my house checked.
How close of a radius? Let's go by yards, like a football field. How many yards is close to your house?
I mean, I got a big backyard, and I don't know how close I technically am to him.
40 yards? 45?
Yeah, I would say 40 or 50 yards from the side of his house to my back door.
And you were saying that these termites go under the ground, and they can actually, that's how they get there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a bug guy, but that's what I read. What worries me more is that, I get my yard treated. I got the irrigation system, and I've had this fungus pop up in my yard, and I don't have trees. I got two, smaller trees in my yard. But the yard company is saying part of this fungus can be from like dead wood under the soil. So it worries me a little bit that now I had this yard problem and they're treating for that. But now he's got termites. I do have a bug company. So
Do you have a lot of dead wood?
yeah, dead wood, like bowling in the gutter. I do have a bug company. I will shout them out. McCarthy Pest Control. Love them. They do a great job. I'm thinking I got to give them a call because my insurance is not going to cover if I have termite damage.
Yeah, my advice would be safe than sorry. I have no idea what it costs, but much rather spend $100 to $500 to whatever it costs rather than $20,000 to fix your infrastructure, your house, or whatever it is.
I remember buying or paying for a termite inspection when I bought this house, but you're talking 8-9 years ago. I think it was a few $100.
Yeah.
I would pay double that. I'd like to have a cap on what I'd pay for this to check. But on the flip side, I don't want to be out $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 later because termites ate the studs in my wall.
No, I'm always safe than sorry. That's my playbook.
So, McCarthy Pest Control. I bowl with a couple of them guys on Wednesday night. So maybe I'll wait, till Wednesday to talk to them.
Talk to the professionals.
Yeah,
that would be my advice.
All right.
Maybe call into a podcast and ask them advice.
That's why I'm asking you. That's your co-host Matt, being a fan of Chuck. I need the Chuck advice.
Yeah, if it was me, I would 100%. I would get it checked out for sure. Safe than sorry, because if it's one of those things in the long run, you're going to be sitting there going, "I wish I would have done this."
Yeah,
and you're going to be out of luck. So,
especially if something happens.
Yeah. What if your house fell down and then you had to move and then the podcast would no longer exist?
Well, I think you'd probably set up a GoFundMe account like you did when my grass guy didn't show up years ago.
Oh, that was good times.
Yeah.
We talked about that in a future, another episode. But yeah. Okay.
Previous, not future, Chuck.
Future.
Previous.
I am future, Chuck.
Previous episode.
Previous.
Yeah.
From privy to previous.
Yeah. Like Cheerios.
Cheerios. Did I tell you? I forgot to text you. We had this thing going on where Matt can't pronounce the word Cheerio. And I was driving the other day and it said Cheerio on a license plate. Right after you text me. It was the God saying that I was right. So.
Did it spell it like I say it?
No, the license plate just said idiot. So I thought,
yeah. Fair. Yeah. All right, Chuck. Well, there was a lot going on tonight. We got the live feed working. So, multi-camera view up on the TV. Next would be to show the comments that are popping in. I'd like to get these viewers. Generally, we record on Monday or Tuesday night unless we have neighbors over.
I think once the sporting season slows down, I think we'll be able to do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but I think we could maybe pull it off. But we'll let you know. Be on the lookout for those socials. And also, next episode, you know what next episode is, don't you? It's going to be our Halloween episode. So if you haven't seen any episodes or tuned in yet, tell your friends. That's going to be a fun one. We got some fun stuff planned for that. Or we're going to think of some fun stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. I can think of fun stuff.
Yeah. I think there might be some decorations, might be some costumes.
Yeah.
Matt, I don't know. Matt's going to do some freaky stuff. So if you guys got any suggestions. Freak-a-leak. A little Petey Pablo action coming at you. But if you got any suggestions on some costumes.
It'll be too late by the time they hear this.
Well, maybe not.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll take a look here. But I'm excited for that one. So yeah, be on the lookout for that one next. And we may go live too on actual Halloween. We talked about this.
Yeah.
We got some stuff. But yeah, that'd be fun to maybe we'll do like a on the scene episode of
Straight from my driveway.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be weird not doing it at Barggianos, but it's like a field trip. We can knock that out. But yeah, if you guys ever if you're ever on YouTube, be on there for Fridays and Saturday nights. We like to pop on live and go do some stupid shit. You can tell. What did we do last time? That it was pretty fun.
Oh, we waxed Derek.
Yeah, we waxed
I didn't wax Derek. That guy behind me that didn't die in that movie I watched.
You think that's a Michael Myers mask? That's actually the waxing mask. My wife came down and she didn't want to be on film, but she did. She was generous enough to wax Derek for us. So I said, "Let me find you a mask." So she wore the Michael Myers mask and it was 16 strips of hair.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So yeah, so be on the lookout. We like to pop on there and do some fun stuff and yeah. So All right, Matt. Well, this works. All right. We got it going eventually. So
Yeah.
good enough. It's just going to get better and better, Matt.
4K. Oh, no, it's 720 live.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to keep throwing numbers out there. But 1020. So, YouTube audience, thank you everybody for listening live tonight, whoever joined us. And we will see you on the next episode of the Barggianos podcast.
Till next time.
Barggianos out.